Yo, wait. What up, guys? It's your boy Tony, and welcome back to DIY Life.
And I'm AJ, and we are the JordanFellas.
This topic is very important for us because unfortunately we had to evacuate twice due to wildfires.
And, of course, I'm talking about the Maui Fires, which was a tragic event, but wasn't natural, unlike the wildfires. Well, in order to figure that out, we must first untangle the web of misinformation and discover the truth of Hawaii.
That's right. Let's start with the kingdom of Hawaii and the first ruler to conquer all islands in the archipelago, King Kamehameha. He was born as a comet flew overhead, signaling to all that he is destined to be a great warrior. So much so that his rivals sent assassins to kill him as an infant. But luckily he was sent to his uncle, where he was raised to the age of 5, where he was presented to the courts and took up the name Kamehameha, meaning the lonely one.
It's also a pretty cool Dragon Ball attack move. Kamehameha!
And as you guys may or may not tell, the character was heavily inspired by Dragon Ball. Well, King Kamehameha. It was heavily inspired.
A third one.
Yeah, actually the third one he was inspired by.
But of course, you know, Kamehameha the third just doesn't have the same ring to it.
Yeah. So, Kamehameha began training to become the greatest Hawaiian ruler there was. First, he had to make sure he had to build for it, and he was stated to be an extremely imposing figure. And then he learned how to be a diplomat, and even learned how to, well, trade, take good relations with Westerners. And with all that combined, he began taking over the islands, starting with Maui, and then eventually progressed until he had every island. In 1820, he actually placed the capital, his palace, in Maui. And in 1823, his wife Keopuolani placed Wari Church right next to the palace. And next to Wari Church was Panai, which is a local school that teaches children how to speak Hawaiian and teaches them about their culture.
That's wacky. That's like 4 major areas, just all in one area, one place.
That is correct.
Yes.
But all of them burnt down on August 8th, 2023.
So you might be asking yourself, because clearly, you know, the Kingdom of Hawaii does not exist anymore. In fact, it's territorial state of the USA. So why did the US want Hawaii? Well, AJ, I know you're gonna ask that question, so I went ahead and asked it for you. The US mainly wanted Hawaii for economic reasons, as they wanted to be able to trade with East Asia, and also to protect their shorelines, as they didn't want any European power or like Japan, who was busy making a colony empire. So it was mainly for, I guess you could say, a strategic reason. It would also allow them to be a Pacific power.
I see. So, what did America use Hawaii for?
Oh, AJ, at first it didn't really have any uses until 2 years after owning it in 1998. As in the year mid-1900s, they decided to go ahead and make whaling ships, sugarcane farms, and of course the naval base that we know as Pearl Harbor, which was bombed in 1941.
Yeah.
A date that'll live in infamy. FDR, what a giga said.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
So, Tony, what's going on here?
Oh man, I'm just chilling, you know how it is.
But you're looking to the sky. You're humming some kind of song.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just chilling, maybe looking at FDR, Giga Chat.
Okay. Are there any conspiracies?
Yeah, there are actually a lot of conspiracies. Some say that Area 51 holds a bunch of aliens. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, no. But I was referring to, well, you know, Maui Fires, not the fact that Mark Zuckerberg's a lizard.
Oh, we all know this.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg. Alien versus lizards, basically. Anyways, but main issue is that you see aliens actually could have also started the fire. Who knows? But the most popular conspiracy for the Maui Fires happens to be the fact that the U.S. government themselves started the fire on purpose.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, that's crazy, right, AJ?
Yes, it is.
Yes. So what would the U.S. even gain from these fires?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, well, it's pretty clear that the U.S. would go ahead and get cheap land, as, if you don't know, this land is not owned by the U.S. directly. It's owned by Hawaii, the Kingdom of Hawaii, which no longer exists. Therefore, it is historic lands, which means the U.S. cannot build anything. But, in the Emergency Housing Proclamation that Governor Josh Green signed in July 17th, 2023, stated that they would suspend any laws that had any connections to the historic territories, including the environmental reviews, which is absolutely insane.
Wait, so what you're saying is that there is going to be able to kind of take over historic land?
Let me go ahead and summarize for you, people in the back. Basically, showing that for you. If the historic claims, like, I don't know, the palace itself gets burnt or anything like that, they could replace it, or they could go ahead and build public housing. And when public housing comes into play, that is built by the government, which means that land is now the federal government, and now the U.S. owns it.
That makes sense. So they're going to use it to make like products and like for public housing, which means that they now own that, and after they take people's private land to turn to public land that they control, so they control Hawaii as a whole. I see. Exactly. I see the strategy.
And of course, no one wants to live in public housing when you already own a house.
Yeah. Also, is it true that the fire happened to not hit any of the billionaires' homes on Maui?
A little stressy. Now they probably had shields. But of course, not only did this ruin the Hawaii air, and of course the historic lands, but it could also destroy the loss of culture. It could also have the loss of culture.
Yeah, I mean, King Kamehameha's palace was destroyed, Wari Church, and Pinai Leo.
Exactly. And everyone knows that language is the most important part of a culture, as that's how one another communicates with each other, including how they go ahead and rebuild relations. And when that's taken away from them on August 8th of 2023, that was put under threat.
Yes, it was.
How did the fire exactly start? Well, Hawaii Electric Company, or I guess short for Hawaii Electric Company Co. Don't know why it's short, that's just how it's shortened. I don't know. Produced over 60,000 wooden poles, which were deemed not safe from 1960. That is many decades.
So you're saying this is from like, these are wooden poles from 1960?
Yes, wooden electric poles.
Wow.
Yes, and you see, when the fire happened because there was a malfunction. Of course, dry wood is flammable.
Yeah.
And there's wires and like explosive, like flammable stuff inside the wood.
Yeah, I would imagine the 6-year-old electric poles would catch fire pretty easily.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So, is there anything else you want to talk about? There's fires, because honestly,
I'm sick of them.
Yeah, at this point, I'm pretty convinced. Say maybe it's a conspiracy, but I think it's a pretty dang valid one.
I mean, I got word like a couple seconds before recording that Hawaii Electric Company said themselves that they started the fire.
Well, we heard it here first, folks. They started the fires.
Yeah, on purpose. So, let's go ahead and wrap it up with a good old high five.
High five. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Be sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment letting us know what your favorite part of the video was,
and as always, Jordan's out.